Next up is R. R here stands for recap. Once you hit your last slide, don't just close the computer and say that was the session for the day, thank you. You must recap the objectives of the training that you set in the beginning and how are they achieved. Learning objectives are just there. Your participants might not understand in the end how they were connected to the training itself. It's a trainer's responsibility to conclude the session. And while you conclude the session, you make sure that you conclude the session in a way that all the objectives were achieved successfully. And then post the questions. What questions do they have? Next up is A. No matter how small your training session may be, A is very important. A stands for assessment. I know your participants will not like it. Many of them, they're not even interested in doing an assessment in end of the training. After all, it's not an exam. But a small quiz with a small reward, simply like a chocolate or a candy bar, will do wonders. And that reward should be presented in the beginning of the quiz. So once your training is over, you have concluded the session, you have asked them the question. What questions do they have? Go ahead and do a quiz. It could be a verbal quiz where you ask the question and you point to the person who's supposed to answer. It shouldn't be that one person answers all the questions and the motive of the quiz is diluted. Other thing is written assessments. I really prefer written assessments. However, there could be different type of assessments. You can have a subjective assessment or objective assessment. Where objective assessment is multiple choice questions, where you just have to select the right answer with a tick or a cross. And subjective is where the participant has to write and explain what did they understand. I'll give you an example. Objectively, you can ask, did you enjoy the session today? Yes or no. Subjectively, what did you enjoy about the session today? Now, the participant has to really write and explain what did they like about the session or what they didn't. I really prefer using subjective way of assessment. However, you might find some of the participants struggling. This is where you come in picture. While they're taking an assessment, keep walking and talk to these participants and solve their problems if they don't understand a question or they don't know how to answer. Next up is F. F is feedback. Feedback from you. You've been giving feedback the entire training session. Now it's time for your participants to give feedback to you. I always encourage my participants to give me written feedback. They will be giving you verbal feedback during the training session itself. However, you must have a training evaluation form ready in the end of the training. Also, don't make it too extensive. Don't make it too lengthy and too long and too boring. Make it very simple. Now it's up to you. You want to make it objective one or a subjective one. But the questions that you should ask in your feedback form should be minimalistic but to the point. The few questions that you must ask your participants is number one, what did they like about this session? Number two, what did they not like about this session? Number three, what would they like to learn in future? And number four, and the most important question, how will they use what they learned today into their day-to-day work? This feedback form will help you not only to understand the effectiveness of today's training, but will also give you topics for your future trainings. You are also doing an active training need analysis right from your line employees, right from your supervisors, managers, when they come to your training. Hence, in the end of the year, you already have so many topics. During the training or after the training or after the monthly trainings when they are done, you can prioritize some of the sessions which you would like to take early. That's feedback. Ladies and gentlemen, you're ready to deliver your training now. You have all the material, you have all the information. From Allgar to CBRAF, everything is set. If you have any questions, or any comments, please do let us know. That was CBRAF, where S stands for set up of your training room, I for icebreaker, E for encourage your participants to ask questions by using the tagline, what questions do you have? B for breaks, manage them effectively. R for recapping, which I am doing right now in this session before the session ends. A for assessment, before you wrap up your training session, do a quick quiz or an assessment. And F for feedback from your participants towards you. That's CBRAF. From Olgar to CBRAF, we have covered a long journey. You have all the material, you're ready to deliver first training. Make sure you look sharp, you sound confident, and full of enthusiasm. Remember the traits of a trainer. In the next video, we will be talking about how to create a development plan for an individual. Stay tuned, subscribe to our channel, hit the bell icon, follow us on Instagram. Please share your feedback about this program. Also, let us know if you would like to collaborate or would like to be featured in our channel. Thank you.